Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about how much money I've made with my mobile games. Also talk about if I think that those projects were worth the time and energy that I invested into them. I'll give a brief overview of how the mobile marketplace works, and I will give my recommendation to other developers out there who are wondering which platforms they should be developing games for. Let's get to it. So I've made 3 mobile games on both the iOS and Android app stores. And when I go and edit this video, I'm gonna have to go in and aggregate all of the different totals for advertisements and in-app purchases and kind of figure out how much I've made in total. But I'll take all those statistics for those 3 apps and then I'll put it down here at the bottom so that you can see one total value for how much I've made with my 3 mobile games put together. Wait, that can't be right. Okay, new title for the video. Why my 3 mobile games completely flopped. Let's talk about that.
I initially started making mobile games for a few reasons. Primarily because 1, the Android platform seemed very easy to publish for. The developer fee was only like $30 and I had an Android phone to test on. And 2, some mobile games like Flappy Bird were generating like $40,000 every single day. And then from Android, jumping to iOS was the next logical leap forward. If you want to check out how I was able to finish my first mobile game, you should check out my previous video about the importance of finishing projects.
Okay, so in a moment I'm going to talk about why my mobile games didn't make any revenue. But first you need to realize something about the mobile games market. And that's that it's not traditional in the sense that you typically don't see customers paying a flat fee to get a product in return. The people who are putting out these games are putting in different methodologies for generating income. So let me talk to you about some of those methods that I put into my games.
So here's the 3 types of monetization strategies I used for my 3 mobile games. First, I used advertisements. Specifically, I signed up with Google AdMob and displayed interstitial ads in my game that would come up every so often. I also put in in-app purchases to remove ads from my iOS apps. I put this in the game so that people could remove the advertisements from the game for a one-time fee. And finally, there's working with publishers. I reached out to mobile game publishers to see if any would be interested in signing my games. This entire process taught me so much. Most publishers were not interested in talking to me, but some were. I actually was able to do an analytics test with 2 or 3 publishers, where they would advertise my game on social media and see how many people would download it. And you can see from the dashboard here that my ad revenue was very, very low. So unfortunately with AdMob, you don't get paid a single penny unless your revenue exceeds $100. Mine was nowhere near that, so I didn't get anything here. And technically, I did get 1 in-app purchase on iOS to remove ads, but that was just me testing it out to make sure it worked properly. And from the $1 or $2 that I paid, Apple took 30% of it, so I actually ended up losing money on the transaction. I remember looking at these statistics for the first time and being amazed at how their business model was so objective for which games they wanted to formally publish.
So why did these games flop? Well, let me introduce you to the word of the day, which is saturated.
Gone are the days where you could release a mobile app and some people would find it organically. Now the market is so full that the only way for your game to get noticed is if it gets featured by the platform itself, or if you spend a buttload of money in advertising to force it in front of people. And this leads to the most popular games being the junk food of the mobile world. They have little to no substance, but companies advertise the heck out of them because they are good at taking your time and giving you quick shots of dopamine.
That's not the case for all mobile games though. There are some premium games out there on the mobile market that have been major financial successes. Let's take a look at my favorite one.
Alto's Adventure and its sequel, Alto's Odyssey, are some of my favorite mobile games to play. They didn't touch any of the popular monetization strategies for their game either. They went very traditional, which is strange for the App Store. They made a quality premium product and charged 1 flat price to own it. This is a great game and I highly recommend it.
So the question remains, was this a complete waste of my time creating these mobile games? And would I recommend to other solo developers that they create mobile games? Well, I think it's all a matter of perspective.
Although my initial expectation was to make some money, I still gained some valuable outcomes from these projects. I made great strides learning Unity and deepened my technical skills in how to make games. I learned how to finish projects and publish them online so other people could play them. This allowed me to add them to my online portfolio so potential employers could see what I've made. I learned a lot of business strategy by talking with publishers, and I learned how to read analytics and which key points of interest to pay attention to when it comes to games. On the other hand, I do feel that it took a ton of my time to go through this whole process. Hundreds of hours for sure. I realized that I didn't really ever stand a chance. Creating profitable mobile games is kind of like winning the lottery. It's a very binary system. You either make nothing or you make millions. iOS was a huge pain in the butt. It's much more difficult to publish on Apple devices than on Google devices.
So in conclusion, would I recommend to other devs that they create mobile games? Well, I think it depends what your goals are. If you want to make money, no. I think that there are some other platforms out there that you would have much more financial success if you were creating for those other platforms. But if you want to get your game into the hands of your friends and family very easily and publish it in one singular place that anybody can go and download it and get their hands on it, then I don't think that there's a better market than iOS or Android. For now, I'm personally going to stay on my course for creating games for the PC. And if people like these games, then I'd love to eventually port them to consoles. Well, that's all I've got for now. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll be sure to answer it. And oh, what was that? Oh, come on. Can you believe that? Some people have no dignity. Like, you as a viewer don't need to be pandered to like and subscribe. Like, if you like content, I know that you're gonna subscribe and you're gonna like the video, so it's like, stunts like this just don't impress me.
Anyways, see you all in the next one, where I'll be going over the process of how I created this game, where you play as a little tree guy, and how I made it look all pretty and stuff. See you all later.